A huge change is coming to how Facebook ads work, and it's really going to mess with your ads for selling books on Amazon. But don't panic, I have a solution. First, let me explain quickly what is happening, and then I'm going to share my screen and show you how to solve this problem. So the big news is that users have reported seeing messaging in their ad accounts saying that placement controls are going away. And let me explain why this is such a big deal. Do you want your ads to show up in the newsfeed where they're actually very effective and really do sell books? Or do you want them showing up in less effective placements, like in Messenger, bothering friends who are having a conversation, or interrupting someone's reels on Instagram or Facebook? Placement controls decide where your ads display on Facebook and Instagram, and also whether they display on the giant network of partner sites that Facebook has all over the internet. It also determines things like whether they show on mobile or desktop. It's really, really important. One of the biggest influences on whether a campaign is successful or not. Savvy authors have long forced Facebook to only show their ads to newsfeed. That's the primary feed on Facebook, because over a decade of testing has shown us that the main feed on Facebook performs far better than any other placement, and it's not even close. And some of the placements are just junk traffic altogether, like the audience network in particular is very poor at converting those clicks into sales. Problem is, Facebook is now taking that control away from us, and if you think AI is somehow involved, well, bingo. Now, we don't know exactly when this is going to happen. There hasn't been any formal announcement, but this is how Meta often rolls out changes. They do it in a staggered way. Some users start seeing it in their account and then it spreads to everyone else. So I would expect that you will start seeing this messaging in your account soon around where the placements are, saying that manual control of placements is going away soon. And then I think the change will follow shortly after that. But I wanted to make this video now so you're not caught in the hop. I actually have two workarounds for you so you can wrest back that control and force Facebook to show your ads where they are most effective. Because if you don't take back that control, it's going to kill your sales. When you run ads to Amazon and other book retailers, you don't have the Facebook pixel installed. Facebook's algorithms then doesn't get the feedback and it can't see which of those clicks turn into sales and which clicked away. All the algorithms can see is that the clicks are cheaper on the audience network. So it will serve all your budget there in a misguided mission to try and get you the cheapest clicks possible. And it will get you cheap clicks, but it will also get you no sales. All the testing I've done over the last 10 years lines up with this, which means this change would be a huge disaster, but for the fact that I have two workarounds. Now, the first isn't great, but I'm going to show it to you anyway in case it's useful. Let me just share my screen. I actually have a full tutorial for creating ads in the description, a free hour-long tutorial, which will show you every aspect of creating ad. But let's just jump ahead to placements here. It's on the ad set level. If you scroll down below your budget and your audience, here's where the placements are. Now, by default, Facebook will switch on advantage placements, which means the system decides where your ads are shown, and you never want this switched on. And so the way you switch it off, it's hidden down here. Click Show More Settings, and then you'll get a choice of all these different placements, whether you appear on Threads or Messenger, Audience Network, Facebook, Instagram, and then all the different placements on Facebook and Instagram as well. And I actually recommend turning absolutely everything off except Facebook newsfeed. Now, some people like to add Instagram newsfeed as well, but that's about it. Unless you're running a video ad or something like that. If it's a static image ad, a standard ad for selling books on Amazon, turn off absolutely everything except the Facebook feed up here. I also recommend unticking this, or Facebook will spend some of your money on those placements that you've turned off. So that's the recommended setup, but Facebook is going to be taking this away. So there are two workarounds. One is to do with audience controls, and I'll show you where that is. To turn on account controls, you click here. See this little blue pen icon on the right-hand side. Click that, click Edit Placement Controls. Now be very careful anytime you're doing something in account controls, because this will apply to all ads that you are running and all future ads that you create. To turn this on, first you've got to click this slider here. My business can only advertise on specific placements. And then you'll see you have a very limited choice. This is why this isn't my favorite option for solving this problem, but I want to show it to you in case it's useful. But if you want to say that I never want to appear on these audience network placements, you can just untick those. And same for the Facebook right column, which I don't think is that effective. You're better off spending your money on the feed. Same with Marketplace. And then you click Review Changes and you can save them. But I'm not going to do that because there's a better way of solving this problem. So let's just click Cancel here. The other way of solving this problem is with value rules. Now, if you're a romance author, you might be very familiar with value rules because it is the best way to stop your ads showing to men. Romance authors often like to serve their ads only to women, not just because women are overwhelmingly more likely to purchase romance novels, but because men can leave dumb comments under their ads, and nobody needs that when they're trying to do business. Problem is, Facebook's system sees those clicks as interaction and thinks it's a good thing, and then starts serving the ad to more and more men. Now, historically, romance authors have sidestepped this issue in the gender controls, telling the system they only want to show their ad to women. But as you can see up here, these gender controls are now suggestions. They used to be hard controls, but now they're just suggestions. So if the system thinks it can deliver you cheaper clicks, it'll override those suggestions. Same with any age demographics you put in. So people often use value rules and make it more of a hard limit. Now we're going to do the same thing with placements. We're going to copy the same technique. So if you are a romance author, you simply go into value rules, you create a value rule saying that you want to bid 90% less for male eyeballs, and that's very effective in stopping your ad showing to men. We're going to do the exact same thing with placements. So Facebook has even created a new section. Hit create a rule set. Now you get some messaging here. You can read it if you like. All it basically says is your costs are going to increase if you apply value rules, but you actually want costs to increase in this particular case because we're avoiding those cheap junk placements. So our costs are going to increase, but our ads are going to be way more effective. So we have to tick that box and then click create a rule set. And then all you need to do here is select the placements, and don't just select one at a time. You can actually select all the ones that you don't want, which is all of those there. And I just leave Facebook feed. You may wish to show your ads on Instagram. I recommend testing that. I personally don't find it as effective. I'd rather spend all my money on Facebook feed. So that's what I do. And I go up here and say decrease bid, and I can't do 100%. If you try to do that, it will just put it to the maximum, which is 90%. And then you can change the name here if you like. Placement, Facebook feed only. I just cleaned my keyboard, so it's very, very clicky right now. Facebook feed only. And then you just click create. And there you see now you have a rule set here that you can apply or not apply as you wish every time you create an ad. And you may see a box when you're creating the rule set. So if I click edit, I sometimes see a box here where it says, do you want to apply this rule set to all new campaigns going forward? And if you have that option, you can tick it and then it'll automatically apply this. But even if you do tick that box and have this rule set automatically applied to all your new campaigns, I still recommend when you're creating your ad that you scroll down here to placements and make sure that rule set is applied. Same goes if you're a romance author and you're trying to dodge those men. Make sure that the rule set is always applied. Even if you're duplicating an old ad, scroll down and check. You should know by now that anytime you're creating an ad on Facebook, even if you're duplicating an ad, you still got to check that none of the settings that you want switched off have been switched on. Just add placements to the list of things you check with every single ad you create. Don't know yet if this is going to affect existing ads. If I had to guess, I would say it won't, but we can't be sure until the change rolls out. Either way, I always recommend being cautious about messing with ads that are successful for you, ads that are delivering sales, delivering profit. Always duplicate the ad, and then if you want to test something, you can test it in the duplicate. Be very careful about messing with winning ads. But when this change comes along, now you know exactly what to do. So I hope that was helpful. Check out the description for an hour-long free tutorial on how to create winning Facebook ads, and also my series, The Image Workshop, on how to turn your book cover into killer ad images.